Hi, I'm Antonio Centeno, the founder of Real Men Real Style. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Now you're probably asking yourself, what am I going to get out of this? What's in it for me? Why should I watch all of these videos that Antonio's put out? Well, humor me for just a second, but I want you to perhaps close your eyes and think of the most successful person you've ever met in your life. Think about this gentleman or this woman, and were they a banker? Were they a lawyer? Were they a master electrician? Were they a teacher? Were they a professor? And think about this person. Think about the times you interacted with them. And let me bring you back now. Open your eyes. Now, were they dressed like a slob? Is this the kind of person who you would see and they would look disheveled and their stuff was never in order? No, this person was squared away. And whether or not they were a plumber, whether or not they were a politician, this person they cared about how they presented themselves. This is what Real Men Real Style is about. Real Men Real Style is about helping you understand that the way we present ourselves to the world is nothing more than a vehicle to help us be successful and for others to take us seriously and to take us as credible human beings. I'm going to talk about a lot of things in my videos, but it's all going to come down to understanding that really what matters in a man's life is that he, on the inside, that his inner core, that is good, that is strong. And style, this clothing we put on, is nothing more than kind of like polish on a diamond. It allows the diamond to shine. And that's what style's about. So you're probably also asking, who is this guy talking and, where am I coming from that I can talk about this? Well, first of all, I'm a father. I've got 3 wonderful kids. I'm a husband. I've got a beautiful wife I've been with for 10 years. I'm a Marine, so I spent a number of years, 5 years in the United States Marine Corps, and had a great time, served with some of the best men and women, I've ever met. I'm also a business owner, so I own a custom clothier, which explains why I usually wear a sports jacket in almost all of my videos. But I'm also somebody who cares about this industry, and I want to see more men dressing sharp. And probably to hammer on this even more, I'm a regular guy. I live in rural Wisconsin. I don't live in a big city. I'm not some fashion model. And I come from pretty humble beginnings, I think. I grew up in a trailer park in West Texas. And I just want to point out, guys, that I'm just like you. And if I can make the transition to where I'm caring a lot more about my personal appearance, then I know that you can do it. And I don't care if you've got $10 in your pocket or you've got $10,000 in your pocket, whether you're from India or whether you're from Indiana. Style is something that you can use to help show the world who you are on the inside so that you can use it to become the man you know you can be. So this is what this channel's about, and I hope you find my videos interesting, and I look forward to you watching them and leaving comments, and I'll see you in my first video. Bye-bye.